shirts. Ask everybody to get a shirt today. And then when Carlos gets here, they're gonna take that white truck, and then there's the Dodge back there we need to drive too. It's got a bucket on it we need up there. I'm gonna take off and go look at some jobs before I head over there. No, the Dodge truck y'all need to take. It's got a regular skid steer bucket on it. We can move all them blocks. I'll see you in a minute. You know, wash it. Wow. What's happened is it broke out and it's hung in another tree. If the top of that falls, it's not gonna crash down. It's gonna slide off that other tree really slow. So the problem is, and maybe it's not a problem for you, is, you know, everyone's on these emergency rates right now. He's got a $7,000 minimum. Man, I don't know that I wouldn't just let it go ahead and come on down onto the roof when it gets some wind or something. Then it won't cost nothing to cut it off, you know. And I'd be surprised if it did any more damage than maybe a couple sheets of plywood and some shingles, you know. Can you hear me? Grab that cherry of those stumps. We just gotta be really careful turning in this yard, you know.
Two of those trees at the stump up there where you could just pull them out.
Yeah, the pine and that poplar.
Yeah.
We're gonna pull those out right now. That's
Good
what
deal.
those guys are working on.
But if there's anything you don't want to do because you're pressed for time, don't be afraid to tell me.
Oh yeah, I won't. I promise you I won't.
Yeah. Well, the ones on the house, oh yeah, and that one up there. These two trees need to come out later, but I ain't worried about them now. Okay. Because I'm sure you got other claims pressed.
I'm gonna send one of them boys up here to pick up that little stuff. If not, you're gonna push it all down the ground and never get it out. Do you want that stuff on the right? No, they can leave it there. His landscaper will come back and get it. We only were cutting it out of your way. Get that stump right there. And a couple stumps, the little stump that was on the house, and that's it. Yeah, you got all this? Yeah, stumps included. The ones in the woods. There. The center. I'm gonna run him deaf real quick. Dude, you can't even get like chainsaws. I seen a post. I think they were getting a load of generators. Someone from Ohio was down here riding around, knocking on doors, and they hadn't started on it yet. They were there right then. And she's like, if you're busy, you can just go ahead. If not, I'll tell these guys to go. And I was like, I'm busier than I ever want to. Hers is gonna be very, very difficult anyway. She's got a slate roof. Remember I told you you can't walk on slate or nail on slate. It's all gonna be tarp, so let them deal with it, you know?
I figured I could just get it on the stick.
We need to cut a block. We'll cut some blocks and then you can just raise. Push it over. Juan, do you need some rope maybe for the skylights? Ratchet strap maybe? Some cheap ratchet straps?
Yeah.
Damn, look at that. We need to fucking get up there and get that too, don't we? Dude, it's never ending, bro. Everywhere you look, there's more shit.
Does all this go?
Yeah, so like that big stuff over there, these couple. Maybe nice to have a hoe here to straighten this stuff for you, huh? They've got some lunch for us down here. So that's ready. If y'all want to go ahead and eat, I'm gonna grab the motherboards and bring them back over here. Okay. Track slid off, not completely, but damn, we fucking thought about getting a rock bar the other day too. We do have a big pry bar and tools to pull the grease fitting out for sure. All right, I'll see you in just a second. You're on. This fuel cell's filled back up. You want to fill that hoe up? I've got a property manager just called me that has 20-something properties that has a tree on every single house. So there's just that little group in that back corner where the Bradford pear is. There's 2 Leland cypresses that lean against it, and then the one that's on the house. A whole group of spruce that have fell. We did. We cut all of Vanderbilt open in all these driveways. I just.
Well, I appreciate what you did.
Oh, yeah.
On that. That's great.
For sure.
And we got to laugh at it, what y'all did with the mailbox.
Yeah.
So it's, so that was perfect.
So probably what I need to do is maybe grab these couple big ones right by the road while I've got the big machine here. And then everything in the back can definitely be done by hand. So maybe let me grab this stuff by the street with the machine, take some more off of houses, make sure everybody's prepared for this rain that's coming in this weekend. And then we'll kind of make a loop back around with my laborers to cut that other stuff and pull it from the back. Does that sound like a good plan?
That sounds like a good plan, actually. Yeah, that's about what it. And maybe if you give me an idea of what that's going to cost and everything too. I don't know.
I think you can apply for grants from FEMA, but that takes a very long time typically. It's worth it to try to get some money back, but typically what we do is if something's on the house, we just work with your insurance company. If something's in the yard, it's customer takes care of that and then applies for grants to try to get that money back.
We'll take care of you on this. Just let me know what this is going to run and everything.
Okay. If we do everything that we talked about, everything in both back corners and everything in the front, pile it over here on the other side of the road, and we do it while we're here, we can just do it for like $6,500.
Okay. Okay, now clean off everything that's out in our yard, basically.
That's everything. Yeah, everything in them both back corners, everything that's on the house, these big oaks in the front. We'll set them across the street. What we're doing as we go down Vanderbilt is setting them on the far side of the street.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's great. That sounds like we ought to do that. And so why don't we go ahead and get that done?
All right. And I used to own a tree business and serve Biltmore and Grove Park and stuff. That's where primarily all my work was. I sold that business several years ago, but anytime something like this happens, all my customers up here call me just because we can typically respond a little bit faster. I'll get some guys over here and get started on it. When you get done here, go 2 houses down.
Don't let anybody touch him. He's a tree guy that knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He said, I don't want to break those windows.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I can get that bucket truck in here and then that mini excavator. It's what we're doing over there. So we just pick it up, work it all back really small, and then let the butt of it down.
I'm getting these things out of my backyard. I watched that thing come down. I walked through the room and I looked at her and I said, those trees gonna come down. All of a sudden there it goes.
Yeah, them cherries are loud when they come down too, aren't they?
And that cherry's getting ready to fall. It's gonna have to come down anyway. And yet that tree didn't go down.
Yeah. There's a lot that should have went down. The problem is these bigger ones that have foliage, the wind caught them, It'd be easiest to come right here, but I'll tell you that bucket truck and the excavator, they're 12,000 pounds. They're gonna leave a little bit of an indention in here if those guys can fluff it back up or something afterwards, We'll get this off the house and then I'll let the machine stay and move that real quick, and I'll take the bucket truck and go get the other one off the other house. So, and I've got guys on the other end working right now, so we're just kind of working in like an assembly line. It's about all we can do. I had a tree business for several years and we primarily serviced here in Grove Park, so I've got a ton of customers up here. We cut all the roads open and trees off houses in Marion and then come up to help these customers out. So. I'll be right back there and grab that. This is day 10 now of disaster work in Asheville, Old Fort, Sugar Mountain, Nebo. We've got a lot of folks we're starting to bring in now to help us because the first couple days we just kind of had to get access to everybody. This is still very much a disaster area. There's still some really, really bad stuff they're discovering, so it's not full access yet. But we're bringing some folks in who are helping us get some trees off houses and cars and driveways, and kind of starting into the phase of being able to do a little bit of site work, trying to put some stuff back, open up streams, looking at bridges, culverts that have washed out, retaining walls that are going to be needed, houses that are sliding off mountains. We're not really ready to start moving into some of that stuff yet. We've still got several crews who are working, helping try to get the trees off so that people can get their homes tarped. There's another bad storm that's looks like it's coming into Florida, but I'm sure we're gonna get tons of wind and rain off of that. So our priority is trying to do a little bit of mitigation before that gets here, and then maybe we'll start looking at some dirt work. And then a lot of you guys who have reached out who have heavier equipment and dump trucks, that's when we're gonna start looking back through some of the calls and texts and emails and DMs on trying to put some of those crews together. So appreciate everyone who's reached out to help, and don't think that we're ignoring you. We're just trying to, number one, get to everybody who needs us. We don't have time to respond to everything. We literally have had multiple thousands of messages on many different platforms that my team's constantly trying to go through to put the right pieces of the puzzle together. And you know, when the time's right, we'll reach back out to you. We really need to kind of consolidate everything into one spot where everyone's messaging us. So shoot us a DM somewhere on social media, but please don't try to reach out to my phone. I need to keep that line open for emergency calls and stuff like that. Appreciate you guys reaching out. I had to stop what I'm doing to come up here and hold this motherfucker's hand and point on the ground and show him where it's gotta go. I know, he's called me 4 motherfucking times, dude. I mean, in trees, cutting trees. And then just sits here. Then just sits here until I can tell him to show him where to dump it. And we goddamn do just dump it in the fucking parking lot. Let me know how much 4 loads are. I'll send you the money right now for that so you can keep on pumping it up. I can't babysit them, man. I've literally got 48 guys working right now.
We're pretty much done with this thing here.
Let me check this stuff.
Hey, if you could tell them guys down there on that driveway that goes up on the right side, if they could put them rocks back. It's when he drug that stump out.
Hey, let them blow us little shit first. Hell, bro, that should have been cut all the way back down. That won't do. And when it's open like that, now it'll collect water and make the rest of the tree rot much faster.
All 3 of those stumps are connected together.
Oh, it'll flip back, yeah.
You want to pull it out that way anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And we can cut it, let it flip back. It ain't gonna go no further. God forbid it does, it's gonna hit that Subaru that's smashed. You know?
Yeah. Should we move that? You want to pull that out of the way?
We're gonna hurt that car no more. See all that brush. I wish we could get this road blown off, but damn, it would create a hell of a dust storm. Yeah. That's what we've been doing.
Yeah.
And then just lifting it off and then working it back far enough where they can set
I
it
just
down.
don't want, if I have to, I will. I just don't want to have to just walk up there and try to eliminate that.
No. We got ladders.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got ladders. We can just get on the roof, work all the brush off of it, cut it, like you said, cut it all the way back to the...
I'm just going to hold on. I'll tell him to pull the button down.
Well, you want the 333 up here instead?
Man, I like using the hose. You can see what you're doing, you know.
You want 2 excavators on this? Or you want them to cut it?
Yeah, we'll just lift it up, let them cut it back, kind of like we did yesterday, work it back to where they could set it down. It probably wouldn't hurt to have one over here and let someone throw it to you once they get it down, you know. We're gonna pull these couple stumps over here too.
They're all intertwined.
Yeah. They'll probably break apart pretty easy though.
Yeah.
And then,
I think I can rip in between the pines in half.
yeah. And then just pack that bank in really good. You can reach in here and try to grab some of this brush off, and then I'll have them cut this pine back And you can break all the roots on that side, but once they start on this, then just don't touch the stumps until they get it down.
Angle that skid steer sideways and get both grapples on so it won't come out.
Literally about to fist fight down there because they're getting stuck and stuff. I need someone back there pushing out with a dozer and keeping the brush cleaned up. Would it be better to send Kyle or Brandon?
I run the fuck out of a dozer.
The dozer's there. I haven't seen him on the dozer and be cool with that. Bust that's back down there.
Can we leave that here or take it with me?
I don't think we'll need it, but I'd hate for you to haul it all over the country for no reason.
Where are you going tomorrow?
We probably start that development tomorrow. They haven't gave me the green light, but a minute ago they were like, "Can you start tomorrow?"
Yeah.
So,
It's right by the shop, man.
yes, it's real close to the shop. So you want to haul it down?
Yeah, I'll
in
just
case you
take
do
it
that
back
tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. These guys are terrible. If you go past about 1 o'clock, they'll lay right down on you. I'm gonna let that meet real quick. We'll keep working this back. We got that whole yard over there. It's probably got 12 trees. Yeah, it sure looks like it, but it didn't come from over the creek.
I know.
Right?
Maybe it won't.
Fell and slid back some, but let's just cut it and see what happens, I guess. She may want, it's gonna end up dying, but she may want to leave it until some other stuff comes up. The way we do things, the way they do things, they're different. I think they're good, they just want to do things their way. You got it. Keep your mouth shut.
Rip the arm off that motherfucker.
I'm over here at your place now. There's a lot down over here, but there's very little that's actually on the house. And then there's the one white pine in the back, and then there's just a ton around the house, you know, to the left of the house and behind the house. The spruce, I think, hit your chimney and fell, broke. I think back to the point where a landscaper could come in and just do a final, you know, clean up, put grass back and stuff like that. All 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 properties funneled out today. I don't know though how long that's gonna take to get all that big shit because there's a lot behind the house. We need to leave cleanup guys there tomorrow while we move to the next one. He's gonna grab a blower in a minute. I said just hit it, don't blast it because I don't want a bunch of dust. But it's getting a little dangerous for if a machine passes, then a car comes, you can't see the machine. So I'm gonna have him go through and kind of knock it down a little bit. It's at the very end of the day, like when it's starting to get dark, we can blast it hard. And then as far as equipment for tomorrow, down at on Vanderbilt, we could really have 2 crews, climbers, skid steer and hoe on both jobs down there. So I guess everything could stay right here, especially since everyone knows our shit's here. And then in the morning we mobilize over to Vanderbilt.
So skid loader and each house.
That's right. We're gonna go down to Old Fort and spread that gravel. And there's I've already got a bunch of calls down there tomorrow just from us being there last night. So I'm assuming that tomorrow we'll probably end up pulling some guys to go down there. Maybe after tomorrow, because I don't think it'll take much longer than a day on those other 2. Yeah. We'll then send 1 crew to Old Fort, 1 crew to Sugar. Have all that in mind as we're moving the guys today. Get you started. Leave you there for a minute. There's a bunch of other people calling me from in there. Just try to get that gravel to go as far as we can. Right now, we shot it all in. The water will run this way. So just trying to keep it on grade or up a little higher. That's it. Hopefully it goes far enough. We focused on that straight line on grading. This was all big, huge hole last night. And we threw some dirt over there just because it was a big drop off. But just make sure that water from the building would run back to the apron and then down and out of this front, you know, before you do cover that with gravel if you have enough.
So I'm gonna have extra the ballast. The other stuff is probably gonna take it all.
Be short, yeah. See, I don't want you to put it around there because I think all that needs to be built up too, don't it? Built up higher end so the water will run from the building out to the 6x6.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
So just start inching my way this way.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hey.
I asked you if you're interested in crossing it. She says she thinks it might be better to put gravel and just pour concrete on top of it.
A lot here. It's a couple truckloads for sure.